the main issue, the bone of contention will be, how will those guys in the coalition be able to streamline their ambitions to be able to select one person? Because when you look at the members of that coalition, you will see so many people that have interest in contesting maybe president and the rest of them. Like former Vice President Atiku Abubakar has been contesting almost all the election. I think about 4 times now he has been contesting and he has never won. So it has been his ambition to be the president of Nigeria. Is he ready to share his ambition for a popular candidate, someone that can command majority to be able to take that position? I think Rotimi Amaechi was interested because he was he contested primaries of presidential candidates for the APC at that time. He was among the the aspirants for APC before Tinubu claimed the ticket. So he has his own ambition. We don't know who other people who has outside P2B and the rest of the Elrufai. I don't know if he has or not. He has never made any inclination that he has ambition for presidential position. In as much as he chose to be a technocrat, contest, win, appoint me for a particular position to deliver. That's been his style. I don't know how the coalition will stand, because when it's time for people to submit their ambition for the party ADC to choose who will be profitable for the party, who has the the capacity and the likelihood to defeat the APC, that's where the problem may start. But hello my people, welcome to my channel. This is Andy Media TV. Most Nigerian politicians who felt that the incumbent government, which is anchored by the All Progressive Congress, the APC, has for the past 10 years not delivered dividend of democracy to the people. So most of these politicians who are in different political parties thought it wise to come together to form a coalition so that they can be able to match up strength to strength, power to power with the incumbent government, the APC, to be able to wrestle power from them in the next coming election in 2027. So based on this fact, these politicians, most of them left their party, they decamped from their party, and they have been coming together, making meetings, trying to find a common ground. And they had 2 options. Option 1 is to register a new political party through which they will, carry on their agenda and achieve their goal. And plan B is to find an existing political party to be able to move into that party and take the structure of the party to be able to propagate their agenda. So I think they are running both plans concurrently, because as we speak, this coalition, which comprises people like the former Vice President Atiku Abubakar of the PDP, former presidential candidate of the Labour Party, Mr. Peter Obi. You have former governor of Kaduna State, Madam Elrufai. You have former governor of Rivers State and former minister of transport, Rotimi Amaechi. You have quite a whole lot of them, former ministers, former governors, and even majority of the members of the People Democratic Party was seen in this coalition journey. So in the plan B, they recently chose the African Democratic Congress ADC to be able to implement their ambition of wrestling power from the APC. Don't forget that the ADC has been an existing political party, and they had one presidential candidate in the past election, which is Dubemi Kachuku, who contested as their presidential candidate at that time, even though he didn't go far in the election as per election result. So based on that, I know how these things work, because the moment you move from your party and want to join another different party and you want to wrestle the structure, I know there's always conflict, except if there's proper conversation and agreement are reached. So because I know that the guy who has been there as the presidential candidate of the ADC, we definitely want to fight with these guys and see how it goes for him. But the force that is coming into the ADC is not a small force. It's a very powerful force that the former presidential candidate in that party may find it difficult to contend with. So be it as it may, we will see how it plays out, because I know that the candidate of that party in the past election has been speaking against the guy that just came into the party. But today, being the 2nd of July, the party, the ADC, officially, flagged it off that they have accepted members of the coalition to run through their party in the 2027 election. So, in achieving all this, feat, the former chairman or the chairman who has been with the ADC now has to resign from his position to pave way for the new structure that this coalition group are bringing into the party. And based on that, it was reported that the former Senate President, David Mark, was appointed as the Interim National Chairman. And you have former Governor of Osun State, Rauf, Aregbesola, appointed as the Interim National Secretary as well. And the Bolaji Abdulahi, who was former Minister of Sports, I think, in President Jonathan's administration, was also appointed as the National Publicity Secretary. This trio will now be, the guys that will be, managing the party as the time may be, pending when they may do their, National Congress and be able to appoint substantive, leaders who will, take over the party and the ESCOs. So for now, these are the three key, positions that has been filled in an interim capacity. So, and David Mark has accepted the stuff by sending in his resignation in PDP, People Democratic Party. So as we speak, Senator David Mark is no more a member of the PDP, is now officially a member of the ADC. So, and I think most of other, of his colleagues who was appointed as interim leader in that new party ADC were also to the same line. So today we saw, them receiving their, membership card of the ADC. So they are now officially members of the ADC. You may recall that, at Nasarawa State, when President Bola Tinubu was, trying to commission projects, he made some assertion that the people that are forming coalition are the political IDPs, and that they are forming that coalition to remove themselves. And I recalled making a video in response to that, telling him that these guys, they mean business, they are serious in whatever they are doing, so he should not go there and wish them away as if they are nobody, that these guys are coming for his seat. So he should wake up and understand that he has to, focus on delivering dividend of democracy to the people. Because at the end of the day, no matter how much they share, to the poor Nigerians to be able to, deceive them and vote for them, no matter what system they are trying to put in place in INEC to manipulate election results, he should not wish these people away. He has to do the needful. Because when dividend of democracy reaches the people, it becomes difficult to, sway them to another side. So, but wishing them away as if they are nobody, that no matter what they do, you must come back. It doesn't really work that way, because politics is something you cannot understand. So at the end of the day, you may even see those people, your allies, leaving you to join, the other, but they may even fight you in worse. Because remember, since they want him to be the sole candidate of the APC, others who have the ambition to contest as, presidential candidate of the APC may begin to create internal tension that will divide the party. And before you know it, most of the APC people will join the ADC. And before you could blink an eye, President Tinubu is out of the seat. So you don't undermine your enemy. You don't undermine your opponent in any fight. You have to put in your whole energy in that fight to be able to secure your victory. That's an advice to the sitting president. Having said that, there are other developments that have taken shape within the political space. We heard that Mr. Peter Obi has also declared his intention for contesting for the 2027 general election. When you listen to the interview of one of his party members who heads the Obedient movement, when Eunice Atanko, was responding to a question on Arise television, I think prime time, he made it clear that Peter Obi is a unifier, and he had exemplified that, moving across the country, trying to support, the poor Nigerians, and creating, social services to support the well-being of the country. So, but one thing is certain, it was mentioned that Mr. Peter Obi has also tendered his view or his position that, the way they structure the stuff in Nigeria is that when the southern side of Nigeria does 8 years, then the power goes to the north, they do 8 years, the power rotates back to the south, all right? So as it is now, it is the south that is in charge, right? Because the incumbent president is from the south, and is doing the first 4 years. So the southern, side of Nigeria still have another 4 years to complete the 8 years before power rotates back to the north. So Peter Obi has put in his own position that since the South has just 4 years, left after President Bola Tinubu, that he is willing to do that remaining 4 years and hand over power to the North. Despite the fact that Mr. Peter Obi has, the right to contest for 2 terms of 8 years maximum, he is willing to do 4 years to complete the remaining 4 years for the South. That is in 2027 election. And then by 2031, he will hand over power to a northern, candidate. So that is a kind of a deal that will be very difficult for the northern allies to say no to, because they want power to come back to them by 2031. So the northerners may be able to back him up. The northerners may be able to support his candidacy because of that bait he has given them. So I think it's a smart move on his part. But the main issue, the bone of contention will be, how will those guys in the coalition be able to streamline their ambitions to be able to select one person. Because when you look at the the members of that coalition, you will see so many people that have interest in contesting maybe president and the rest of them, like former Vice President Atiku Abubakar has been contesting almost all the election, I think about 4 times now. He has been contesting and he has never won. So it has been his ambition to be the president of Nigeria. Is he ready to share his ambition for a popular candidate, someone that can command majority to be able to take that position? I think Rotimi Amaechi was interested because he was he contested primaries of presidential candidates for the APC at that time. He was among the the aspirants for APC before Tinubu claimed the ticket. So he has his own ambition. We don't know who other people who has outside P2B and the rest of the Elrufai. I don't know if he has or not. He has never made any inclination that he has ambition for presidential position. In as much as he chose to be a technocrat, contest, win, appoint me for a particular position to deliver. That's been his style. It was being the governor of Kaduna was his first time he's contesting an election to become something. He's a technocrat, so that's his personality. So having said all these things, I don't know how the coalition will stand, because when it's time for people to submit their ambition for the party ADC to choose who will be profitable for the party, who has the the capacity and the likelihood to defeat the APC, that's where the problem may start. But I think they all know that they will share the ambition for one person. But who is that one person? Nobody knows yet until when the time comes. So I think this force that is entering the ADC gonna revamp the party, as the case may be, and the party will become a national bride. So it's not about just presidency. I believe that when this force join the ADC and they work together as a team, that they will win so many other things like the state governorship, like members of House of Assemblies, national assemblies, and local government elections and stuff like that, which they have not been winning, as the case may be. I think they have a member in the House of Reps or something like that. So, but I listened to, some part of the conversation, the Dubemi Kachuku, who has been the presidential aspirant for that party before, was saying he was against the coalition. He was, he has a point, a valid point, that most of the people in the coalition has been people who are holding sway, who have been holding power for years. So what did they do when they were holding power? Is it today they now know that Nigeria needs to be rescued? So he has his point. He's questioning why is it that these same people who has been in government position since he was young till date has still been the same people in their old age, that is now that they know that Nigeria has problem and want to rescue it. So when they were governors, ministers, vice president, senate president, and other, what did they do in that position to better the laws of Nigeria? That's a very big question that requires some answers. If you follow, if you follow what he says. So I think he has a point, and I agree with him, having that questions. So for me, I think if the ADC want to make progress, former Vice President Atiku Abubakar should be like an elder statesman in that party. He should share his ambition. It's not every ambition you have in life that you achieve. He has made effort, and Mercy say no. So for me, he should just share his ambition and may the wife, the selection of a better, credible, solid candidate that has a base, who can be able to drive the entire country and be able to achieve results for the party. Because wrestling power from the ruling party, the APC, more especially from Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who has been a godfather all through his life, midwifing people in different positions, to wrestle power from him will not be very easy for them, especially that he's the one in charge today. He has every corner in his bag, and he has the power today. So it's not going to be easy for them, as they may think. It's going to be a tug of war. So for them to get this thing done, there's quite a whole lot of work that needed to be done. First, they need to, talk deeply with the APC, especially the former presidential candidate. They shouldn't neglect him that he's a lone voice, in this whole thing. And the guy may, wreak some havoc within the party. So they should bring all of them on board. I was surprised that the national chairman of the ADC, that is the former national chairman before the interim national chairman of, David Mark, I was surprised that he was working cooperatively with the coalition. But the former presidential candidate is against what is going on. So I don't know. And even the one in the House of Reps that was, saying that in the next 2 weeks, his own coalition is coming. So obviously that one is the campaign to APC. We already established that. So when I look at the whole thing that's playing out, I think the coalition, they need to start on the platform of peace. So they need to bring in that former presidential candidate, Dumebi Kachubu, and have a conversation with him. If there's any other thing they will give to him, at least to pacify him and whatever. I know it's not his right. It's not his birthright to continuously be the presidential candidate of that party. But, what is good is what doing well. You don't need to take off on a crisis, footnote. Before you know it, APC can bring him close to them, sponsor him and use him, and destabilize the party. So you don't create room for all those kind of stuff. So And I think they need to get him on board and make sure that everybody is on the same page, that is for the interest of the country. So, but when it's time to choose a candidate, and when it's time for them to midwife those processes and, even appointing, even doing their national convention and all those things, that's where we begin to see if truly they are for the interest of the nation. Because the ones they start fighting for position and fighting for who become candidate and all those things, that's when we know, are they truly, is the ADC truly for the interest of Nigeria, that coalition? So with time, we will find out. But for now, let's keep watching them and see, what they do. But I looked at the Timber and Caliber, who attended the event today, and they were like virtually major members of PDP are there. So are they saying that PDP is going to collapse totally? Because they just had their meeting the other day, their next meeting, and they are working towards re-establishing the party. I watched Bukola Saraki, former Senate President, talking about how they will, work toward revamping the party. But when you look at this coalition stuff, you will see virtually all of them. Even former chairman of PDP, which is Secondus, was there. The former Publicity Secretary, Olobode, was there. So many of them in the PDP, even members of the National Assembly, they were all there in the coalition. So, I don't know. Seems like PDP is going to die off and a new rebirth as ADC. Well, in every organization, there is time for what they call rebranding. You can change the name of the company, you can rebrand the name, change the logos, and whatever, just do restructuring and then rebirth the organization. So maybe I've said it in one of my videos that, as for me, PDP just need to recreate a new party or new name within that PDP. They can rebrand it and they can come up as a new political party, just to write INEC that they want to change the name of the party, and then they follow whatever process that is required, because that name PDP is dead. It's not functioning. Nothing is working there. So because virtually all their members was seen, in this coalition stuff. So I begin to understand that it's like PDP is going to go under the wind, as the case may be. So that's quite a whole lot, happening in the, in the political space. And I think my own major objective is whatever is happening in the political space, let it be in the interest of the country and the interest of the people at large, not for political reasons or for their special, interest. Every politician, they're averagely selfish. That is just the honest truth. So by the time we tell, when we begin to see the, the path they are, following, and then we'll know if they are really there, to change the narrative and to change the circumstances and situation of Nigerians. So Bolaji Abdulahi has a big work before him, trying to sensitize Nigeria, to let them know there's a new party which has the coalition, as ADC. Begin to speak to Nigeria, let them begin to understand your intentions, what you want to do, how you want to do them. But don't forget that the most important thing in this coalition stuff is for you guys to fight for electoral reform. No matter which party you join, no matter which kind of timber and caliber joins that party, if you guys don't pursue electoral reform to put into law so many key important things that our electoral process require, and if the electoral system remains the same as it was in 2023, I bet you all, Tinubu remains the president till 2031. But when you guys fight through National Assembly and get this reform done and put those key things that will ensure electoral transparency, ensure accountability by INEC, and so many other things, then you guys can have a fair playing field to contest in this battle, because it's a very big battle. So from all indication, President Tinubu wants to return to 2031. He wants to do his 8 years. That one has been established. If you look at what he says, look at what his members of his party are saying, like the Senate President and the rest of them, you begin to understand what we're saying here. So it's not easy to wrestle that power. So you have to do what it takes to get it done. That is what the coalition need to do. So, well, we'll keep watching. All our interest is for Nigeria to work for every one of us. When things are working, people will stop, leaving the country. People will start believing in Nigeria. People will start investing in Nigeria, and people will start having faith, in the country. So, but when things are not done properly, or when the country is favoring certain group of people, then everybody loses hope, and that's what it is. So guys, I know that in the coming days, a lot of dust, gonna come up with what just happened today, the coalition, hitting the ground running through the ADC. So I don't know what's gonna happen with the registration they are doing with INEC for ADA, All Democratic Alliance, the ADA. Nobody knows what's going to happen with that. So since they have moved into this one, I think they believe, they may have gotten intel that INEC may frustrate them. They don't know. So maybe that's why they quickly just launch into this one and go. So whatever INEC does with the ADA will not affect them. So I think they have been proactive, which is quite good. So, but we don't know. We'll see what plays out with INEC in the registration of the ADA and other 110 parties that is before them. But to me, I don't think that Nigeria need that kind of number of parties. So we just need maybe 5 parties maximum. That's going to make the difference. Each party is going to be formidable. But this time of having each family owning one party, it doesn't make sense. So that's some kind of that's some key things I've picked out that is going on in the politics. So we're gonna see so many conversations going on in the next couple of days concerning the new ADC, the new party. It's ADC was an existing party, but with what is happening now, it's gonna change its level. It's gonna change its its position, because the force that came into it is enormous, that can change the party's narrative. So that's what we're gonna see in the next coming days, and then we hear from them what they say they want to do, how they want to do it, and how they want to change Nigeria, and how they want to wrestle this power. So we're gonna hear all that in the coming days. So guys, I don't know what your take might be, but I know you have your own comment, you have your own views on what is going on in the country. My comment section is open for you. Kindly drop your comment at the comment section. And again, if you are new to my channel, please like and share this video, and also subscribe to my channel and put on the notification bell, so that when I drop the next new video concerning all these things, you'll be among those to be notified. So you need to get the video as it is hot and be aligned with what goes on in Nigeria. So I'll see you in my next video. Thank you for watching. I appreciate you. God bless you. I'm signing out. See you.